and he has been a public speaker for over 8 years. So if you guys could please give him a warm
Hello, everyone. How you doing? Good. Thank you, Nina, for that great introduction. As you said, I've been, everything I've done for a long time. It's like, that's it, man. So I started young. Started everything young. You know, because I grew up in Flint, like I guess here, born and raised here, July 17, 1972. And, you know, but unlike some of you all, I didn't get a chance to take advantage of some of the opportunities that Flint had to offer. I heard about Kettering back then with GMI, but you know, that wasn't something that I didn't participate in. I chose the more common route of Flint. No, it's true. So, you know, I learned a lesson at an early age because I got involved in the streets at an early age, you know. So, you know, at 14, 15 years old, I was like, in my mind, like pretty much grown, you know. Seriously, I mean, we got the car, 15, 16, I think I had the car like 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, nobody got a driver's license on a regular basis. But it seemed like the youth were a lot more, I don't know, advanced to me. I don't know, I thought so. But because of that, I got on some courses in life that led me to some, you know, some bad places. I ended up getting locked up for a little while, friends getting killed, all kinds of crazy stuff. So then at 20 years old, I had this epiphany, you know what I mean, like life changed. And I decided to commit my life to some courses that would lead me to some positive ends. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about, is about committing to your course. Because everybody has a course, everybody has a journey, everybody has a destiny. All of you all are here today because at some point in time in your life, you said you wanted to become something. Some engineer, doctor, lawyer, whatever you want to be. At some point in time, you decided that there was a destiny that I had in mind that I want to attain. But you know, and I know, that if you don't commit to the course, it'll never happen. If you don't set yourself on a certain route, then it'll never take place. I run a lot, I jog a lot, and I used to. I still can. I'm taking about a month or two off. But even now, because I've built up my stamina. You know, I can jump out and run 10 miles like right now, if I want to. If I want to. And so what happened was, there was a time in my mind I said I could never go over a mile. And then I ran the mile. I'm like, man, maybe I can do it too. And I saw no point in ever doing over 2 miles until I got stressed one day and I just started running. And so I went from running a couple miles to just doing 10 at a time. And so here's the thing. I always was in good enough shape to do it. Like, I mean, I had the body around. The problem was not with how my body was shaped or how I was made, whether or not I was strong enough to finish the 10 miles. It was always the internal battle that I was having. Like, anybody in here run? And so when you set yourself, even if you're working out or anything you set yourself to do, it's not really whether you're physically able to do it. It's like the voices in your head. You know what I'm saying? It's like something's telling me to stop the whole time. Like, and I gotta keep talking myself out of stopping. Because I'm gonna finish this 10 miles. When I was running the Crim one year, I had never done over 5 miles, right? And so I went from 5 to 10. I was just like, forget it. If I can do 5, I can do 10. I mastered this thing. So when I get to my 5th mile, I was as tired as I had ever been in my life. And I'm only halfway through it. Now I got a decision to make. Because I told everybody I wasn't stopping. That's what I said. Well, I'm finishing this and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to finish in this amount of time. And so now I'm feeling like, you're not going to finish. Your legs are shot, man. You still got the Bradley Hills, you know. And look, what can they say, man? You know, they ain't out here. They you out here. You got all the excuses. Man, the biggest voice came out here and said, what if you die? So I was running with a group of friends, but I was faster than them, so I was a long ways ahead of them, and I said, man, that's going to be crazy. They come up and they see this crowd of people looking, trying to figure out what's going on, and they run run up to the crowd and his knee land on the ground. And now they got to stop and mess up their time. All this is going through my head. And so all of that is an excuse for me to quit. Until I said, if I die, I just die. At least I'll be doing something I love. Once I did that, all of a sudden the pain started to subside. And I was able to finish my course. Because when you set yourself on a course of destiny, there's always going to be 100 reasons why you shouldn't complete it. There's going to be always these voices in your head telling you you have nothing to prove to anybody. But the truth of the matter is you have something to prove to you. You the one made the decision that this is what you're going to be. And some reason that was big in your heart at one point in time. Maybe because that's part of your destiny. Maybe that's because something that you have on the inside of your heart is something that this world needs. If you don't finish your course, then we might miss out on something. Because you're all unique in your own way, and you all got your own unique set of circumstances, your own unique situation at home. You come from different places, you interpret life a different way. Each and every person in here views life slightly different. I don't care what subject they're studying, they all look at it a different way. That difference is necessary. It's necessary because when you set your hands to do whatever craft that you're great at, like whether engineer or whatever it is you do, no matter if me and you both decide to build our own computer, if you put your heart in it based on your circumstances, based on the way you look at life, yours is going to be different than mine. I don't care what we say the specs are supposed to be. Because you channel it through your perspective, through your life, and through your heart. So it makes you necessary when you go to create something, because you're all creators. Engineers are some of the most creative people in the world. That's what you do, right? You make up stuff. you expand upon stuff. You create. And so your creativity is necessary. It's not necessary to try to follow somebody else's course, because we don't need two of you. All that we need is your area of expertise, the way you see it, the way you view it, and the way you approach it. That's what we need. We need you. I need you. The world needs you. And so for you to shrink back and say, man, I'm not going to finish, or I'm not necessary, you're doing me a disservice, man. You're doing the world a disservice. You're robbing us. We need you. You are that important. I don't care how shy you are. I don't care how insignificant you feel like you are. You're not that, because you're the only one of you. And we can never get another one. We can never get another expression of the life that you present to this earth. We can never get another. And so I want to help you, because the only thing I know, well, not the only thing, but one of the things I know that I'm good at is staying the course. Man, you don't think it's hard being married for 20 years when you're only 21 years old? Anybody here over 21? All right. 21 years old, I get married. My wife is 18 years old. Fresh, we go to the prom, we get married. Almost same color. You know, nigga, I didn't know what I was getting into, but I signed up for it. And that's a place where you stand at the altar and you make a commitment to a certain course, and you say, to death do us part. Don't think it got hard. I ain't got no money. I don't know how to be no husband. You know what I'm saying? I ain't used to being committed to a girl. She don't know what to do. She's a kid herself. It got rough. But the only thing that kept me in here for 20 years, outside of the fact that I love her unconditionally, is the fact that I made a commitment. I ain't giving up. I'm not gonna stop. 20 years, I don't know to set it. I mean, y'all know Early's a great place to work. I'm not gonna diss it. This is a great place to work at it. It's maybe worse than that. But 20 years in the same department. I've done different jobs, but I've been in the IT department for 20 years, 23 years. You don't think I had some ups and downs and I wanted to quit? Yeah, all the time. I made a commitment. I'm retired. I'm gonna get this thing done. Retire early. So I want to help you see some of the factors that comes into this whole staying committed to your course. And what you must remember, that it's your course, and that life can get hard, man. And it's hard because everybody already has a plan for what they think your life should be like. Your mom, your dad, your friends, the world, social media. You can't do now. I almost would hate to be a celebrity now, outside the fact they get big money. I almost would hate it because say anything on Instagram or Facebook and they gonna crucify you. You know what I'm saying? I seen Kim Kardashian post a picture of her and Kanye's baby, and they was talking about how she should have had the baby hairstyle. Like, and just a minute, I'm like, come on, man, you can't do nothing, because everybody already got an idea of what they think your life should be like. So number one of the factors that you have to consider is the pain factor. It's gonna hurt. And there are not enough words in the English dictionary or any other dictionary for me to describe to you the pain that comes with your course. Because I don't know it. It's new to you. And even if I try my best to describe it to you, you still wouldn't understand what I'm saying. If I can tell you, it's hard being married. Y'all married, right? How long are y'all married? 5 years. All right. It get rough sometimes. And I could, y'all good. Okay. And so, I can tell you that it can get hard meshing two lives together forever and thinking alike. Trying to think alike. That's what the struggle is, trying to see life the same. But you only gonna know it when you get in it. I ain't got enough words to paint the picture for you to really understand it. And the same is true with your course. The pain and the sacrifices that it's going to take for you to complete your course, there's no words to describe it. But just know that that's just part of the process. You're going to suffer. You're going to suffer now, or you're going to suffer later, but you will suffer. You can pay the price up front to make your dreams come true, or you can sacrifice all your dreams right now by doing whatever comes your way, and then lose out on the thing that you always dreamed about, and then suffer the guilt of not ever having it. But one way or the other, you will pay a price of suffering. You're going to suffer now, or you suffer later, but you will suffer. I would choose, if I was in your shoes, to go ahead and pay the price voluntarily. I'm just going to do what I need to do so I can be what I want to be. And then I'll give up funds right now. I tell my daughter 16, I tell her this all the time. I said, look, man, you're not even going to know them kids when you graduate from high school. A lot of y'all going to go separate ways. You don't have to give up nothing for them. Stick to your course. She runs track and she cheerleads. Stick to your course. Do that. And if you miss out on some parties, and if you miss out on some fun, so what? I think it's a lot more fun the party after you win the Olympics than the party that y'all got at Grand Blanc High School. I'm pretty sure when you're in another country partying on somebody else's dollar and you're traveling all around, I think that's a lot more fun than going to Ray Ray's little skip party, whoever it is. Sorry, y'all from Detroit. And so I'm constantly trying to put that in her head, because I do know the suffering is inevitable. You have to have it. It's part of it. So when I'm out there running and it's hurting, I know that. Somebody said, why don't you keep doing that? And you know how bad it hurts. I don't know. I love it for some reason. It makes me feel better when I'm done. But it's part of the process. I know it's going to hurt. All right? So the pain factor, the pain of not becoming has to be greater than the pain that you suffer by sacrificing now. It's got to hurt you worse to know that you're not going to get what you said you was going to get and be what you're going to be. That's got to be more painful. So meditate on the goal and the dream. All right? The time factor. When I'm out there running, the constant thing that's playing in my head is how long? How long will we be out here? How long have I been out here? The first time I ran the crib, it took me an hour and 40 minutes. Second time, it took me an hour and 30 minutes. Third time, it took me an hour and 50 minutes. I went down, but I had been training. But it's the time factor. You know it's going to take you a certain amount of time, but what you have to do is take each moment by moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to finish college or finish this all at one time, and it's taking too long. You don't have no choice anyway. But enjoy moment by moment. It's step by step. 5,000, what is it like, 5,240 feet in a mile, something like that? 80? I was close. I ain't go to Kettering. I went to Flint University. I was close. And so, 5,000 feet. I gotta take each one step by step. Ain't no such thing as getting up and skipping to 1 mile, 5,000 feet, and then that's 2 miles. Step by step, man. And so you got to know then don't focus on how big of a journey it is. Just take each step by step. Because when you're doing what you love to do, in actuality, time is not a factor. Anybody ever been in love? Doesn't time fly when you fall in love? How time flies when you're having fun, they say. But when you're doing something you love, time escapes you. And that's why I would recommend, I hope this is something that you love. Because back in our day, we made the mistake of going after a job because it paid the bills. But now, you get the opportunity to do something because you love it. And we had the opportunity, but we didn't know any better. I didn't know any better. My dad was a General Motors worker, like you, and he just said, get a job and pay the bills. But you gotta do something you love because it makes the process go by easier. Yeah, you can't run 10 miles because you don't love it. I would run 10 miles because I love it. Running saved my life when I was depressed. So I fell in love with it. The third factor is the crowd factor. All right? When you're out there on this race, on this course, there's going to be haters, there's going to be cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? The cheerleaders are the people who not willing to do what you're willing to do in your life, but they're so happy to see you do it. They're like, oh boy, you got it. When I'm out there running, they're handing out water, they're handing out beer, and donuts. They ain't willing to get up early to go put that 10 miles in, but they happy to see me do it. And that makes me feel good. At least they cheer me on. Like, I forget that I'm out here because I'm waving and smiling. Like, thank you, you know. You need cheerleaders in your life. Only surround yourself with people that's going to cheer you on. Because the opposite of that is the haters. Now, they're the people who ain't willing to do what you do, but they act like they know how you should do it. And they got something to say about everything you do, even though they ain't willing to do it. They're probably only saying something because they're jealous that you're doing something that they're not. Your commitment is exposing their lackadaisical life or whatever they got going on. So you have to make a choice. You have to surround yourself around people that cheer you on purpose. The moment you start hating on me, I don't want to deal with you. Look, I ain't running for nobody, but I just ain't got time for no negativity. And so when you out here, there's this crowd factor, there's these haters, there's these cheerleaders, there's people that's for you, there's people against you. There's an attraction and distraction thing. Now let me tell you, some people have a hard time saying no to people. You know, them nice folks. I'm kind of nice, but I ain't that nice. You know what I'm saying? I got a hard time telling people no. But when you got a plan, man, when you head into a court, saying no is not an option. I mean, it's a must. It's mandatory. You have to say no. This ain't about you. It ain't about hurting your feelings. I have to, because if I entertain every attraction that's along the road, I'll never get where I'm trying to be. This ain't personal. This is my life. This ain't about being your friend. This is my life. If we say we got to get down to Detroit to the airport, you know it'll take about an hour. I can't stop at every stop along the way. I'm going to stop right here. I got to pee right quick. You know what, bro? You got to wait till you get there. I'm trying to get somewhere. Oh man, that's nice, man. We should go check that out. I can't entertain any other distractions, and you may call them attractions, but when I'm on a road to destiny, there are no attractions. They're all distractions. I gotta say no. I gotta ignore it. I ain't trying to play you, man. I just can't come hang with y'all today. It's the sacrifices necessary. I gotta study. See, because when you out here partying, you drunk and all that, I still got to test in the morning, babe. I still got to get it done. I do video editing stuff too. And so this girl called me. I didn't know she was serious about getting the video. I shot some video stuff for her back in the summer. And she lived in New York. So I figured, you know, I'm just playing. You know, she ain't gonna get it. And she ain't paid me for it. She calls me the other night, like a Thursday night, said, I'm being here in the morning, can I pick up the video? I haven't even started it yet. And she said, and I got the check for you. She said, I didn't know she was paying me. If I had known that, I've been working on it. What I do? I said, tomorrow's gonna come. And she's gonna say, where's that video? I stayed up all night long and got the video done, gave it to her, she never did it. But I had to say no to my kids. I had to say no to my wife. I had to say no to one of my best friends. I had to say no to everybody. I had to turn my phone off and just focus. And you know, and I know, because you're in school, and you've been in school more than I have, that there's always times when you just have to say no. You You can't entertain any distractions. And not attractions. Not when you're on course to destiny. They're distractions. Alright? That's the crowd factor. The experience factor. It's the experience, man. If you don't get nothing else, one thing nobody can take from you are your experiences. They're treasures. They're jewels, whether good or bad. Whether you get into a relationship with a knucklehead dude who don't know how to treat women, it's still an experience that you learn from. Now, I don't necessarily believe that experiences are always the best teacher, because some experiences can kill you. You know, when I used to be in the streets, so I used to mentor youth from Flint, from the streets, and they would always say, KB, man, you know, let me do what I do, because you did it, you got high, you ran the streets, man, you was in the game, you did that, let me do my thing. You know what I mean? I need to experience it for myself. But what they don't know is that everybody that experienced what I experienced back then didn't live. Just because I made it out, don't mean you don't make it out. If I was running down a path with a ripped hood, and then I came back with my shirt half ripped off and scars all on my face, and I said, yo, bro, don't go down there, there's a bear down there. Are you going to say, I want to experience it for myself? I need to see for myself, because look, you live through it, I can live through it. But you know and I know that everybody ain't going to make it out of that. So I'm saying, all experiences are not the best teacher. You know what the best teacher is? A teacher. Somebody, I mean, I know that sounds simple, but it's somebody who's already experienced what you're about to experience, already traveled the course, and save you the heartache. And say, look, bro, go this way. That's the best teacher. And then you don't have to experience all the ups and downs, and you can just get the benefit of somebody else's experience. And that's what I'm saying. Your experiences are jewels, man. Because you're going to be able to take those and teach somebody and save them a bunch of heartache and pain. So if nothing else out of this situation, and I pray that you finish your course, but if nothing else, you got the experience of going to Kettering University, experiencing all these great people, and great teachers, and going to all these different job sites. But you have something that no one can take from you, and you can pass on to the next generation. Experiences are jewels, all right? So when I'm out there running, nobody can take from me what it's like to run 10 miles. You can't tell me I don't know what it's like to run 10 miles. I know what that's like. I've done a lot of sacrificial things. You can't tell me that I don't know what it's like to be married to the same woman for 20 years. You can't tell me I don't know what it's like to work the same job for 23 years. I've got the experience. I can tell you all the ins and outs about it. And that's something you can never take from me. You might take my wife because y'all think you that fine. Good looking brothers here. No, you can't. You ain't got enough experience, brother. So that's that. And I'm about to wrap it up. Alright. Then it's the whole prize. The reason why I started. Yeah, it's the experiences. Yeah, it makes me feel good to go through this. But you got a goal in mind. Don't go through all this and you don't get the prize. Don't suffer all these years of school and you don't get the degree. Don't go through all this and then you just decide to quit one day because it's too hard. That's one of the things I think about when I'm running. I'm like, man, I'm 5 miles in. I'm too far out to go back. I may as well continue. Come on now. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. You got to weigh your options like, man, I did all of this and then one, because you're going to regret it when you don't have the trophy. I like to come in my room, but you know, my career medals are up on the wall. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I didn't win, but I finished. It wasn't about beating the next man for me. It was about finishing. I wanted to be able to say, I finished my course. I wanted to be able to say, I stayed married forever. I do want to leave early, so I don't want to be able to say that. But I did put my time in. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to say that I finished. You got a goal in mind, your joy is not going to be complete until you get that thing that you set your heart for. Get the prize, man. Get the trophy. And if you want to go for something else later on, go for it. But right now, get the thing that you started off trying to get. All right? Don't let nothing stop you. It's the reason why you started, and that's what you remind yourself of when you're on the course. I didn't sign, I factor all that in. I'm hesitant to tell people this, because people look at me crazy. Yes, you are. But
I won't, baby.
there's a point in time in my life where I made a decision for spiritual reasons and for discipline reasons that I was going to go 40 days without eating. Food, period. So, one day I get up, I said, I'm doing it. When I made the decision, I already got to consider the fact that there's going to be food in the house. I'm going to have to buy my children food. I'm going to be around food. I didn't know that food was everywhere until I did that. Like, I went to the mall, there's food. I didn't know food was everywhere you go. Like, it's a part of every experience. But I said that to say, I had a goal in mind. I wanted to complete 40 days. And so, whatever happens in between there is irrelevant. Because I'm going to get to go. I didn't want to tell people that I was doing this 40 days and then I get to like 15 and have wasted 15 days and I didn't finish. But I finished. I was skinny. I was real skinny. Like 140 pounds skinny. You know, at this height. But I finished because I had a goal in front of me that totally erased anything that could come up in between. I didn't really care. I'm saying keep your eyes on the prize. It's something that you want. Get it, man. It's possible. The only way you're going to get it